All right, this is Trent Willis once again coming to you from Labor in the Street, and we're coming directly to you from the Oakland Army Base dock here in Oakland, California, berth 7 West. And right now we have a labor issue going on here. The International Longshore and Warehousemen's Union once again is in dispute over a ship coming in, as you can see out there, the Zen Hao 19, which is filled with break bulk cargo meant for offload here at this pier. Like I said earlier, traditionally this has been the longshoremen's work for over 70 years. And as you can see over here, we have a group of longshoremen here talking to the highway patrol and a private security force telling us to leave the dock right now and to vacate the premises. And we're trying to explain to the officers here that this is our jurisdiction, this is a labor dispute, and we want to talk to the parties involved with offloading this ship. So we'll see what developments happen from this point on, and we'll make sure that we keep the public informed as to what's going on out here at the Oakland Army Base, Pier 7 West.
Melvin MacKay, M-A-C-K-A-Y, the president of ILWU Local 10.
Okay, you got to build a bridge. I just need to ask you what's going on. What's the conflict here?
So we got
I'll hold this second.
we have a jurisdictional dispute here. We got the operating engineers and the pile drivers doing our work here at Burma Road.
So what basically is going on? There's a ship with something, and you guys, you know, it's your job to take them off, and someone else is doing it, or what?
It's our job to tie the vessel up. It's our job to offload the vessel here at 7th Street.
Now, what's the vessel carrying? Do you know?
It's carrying steel.
Okay.
It's carrying cargo.
Now, why would they break from, you know, what happens all the time?
From what I understand, the Port of Oakland sold this piece of land for $1 to Caltrans. Caltrans assumes that not everything here belongs to them, even the berth. Okay, and I've talked to everybody here today. They assume that this belongs to them. We come out here to take our jurisdiction back, to offload this vessel. They're not going to offload it.
Now, isn't there other property that's not owned by the port that you guys unload as well, or is this peculiar? Is this a particular bizarre?
This particular dock here hasn't been worked for the last 5 or 6 years, but the issue is this vessel berthing here. They've already promised the ILWU that there wouldn't be no working dock, and that's exactly what they're trying to do now.
Well, that's the thing. They made a promise, and now they're going back on it.
Yes, they are.
And why do you think they're going back on it?
I don't have a clue of why they're going back on it, but they assume that they can do the work here. They told me today, I talked to the president of Local 3, and he thinks that this is their work. I've talked to Caltrans. They think this is their work, and we're here to stand our grounds.
Now, who's Local 3?
Operating engineers.
Okay.
Yes.
So and you guys are
ILWU Local 10.
Okay.
Longshoremen.
The longshoremen. And
Yes.
what's 3 represents the engineers?
Local 3 represents the engineers, yes.
So this could be possibly a conflict between 2 unions, or do you think it's between you guys and Caltrans?
This is a conflict between the 2 unions, Caltrans, and the American Bridge Builders, and the Port of Oakland.
Now, do you think, I mean, it's coming down to money or something like that in terms of they need the work, or Caltrans thinks that you guys don't need the work? I mean, what's the...
Well, what Caltrans is stipulating, they think they're standing their grounds. They think since they bought this property, at least this property from the Port of Oakland, that everything here belongs to them, even the berth, and it's not theirs. Okay? Every time a vessel comes into these ports, that's our jurisdiction. We offload all vessels.
Now, what's the thing that's happening right now? Are some of your people in there, or is it just the Local 3 that's in there?
We have Local 3 in there. The operating engineers are over there. The pile drivers. We got the highway patrolmen in there.
So you guys aren't. You guys were going to go in and talk to them, and then
we attempted to go in to talk to them. I got as far as the bridge builder. I went down to talk to the operating engineers, but they didn't let us talk.
And then the CHP showed up, or how did that?
The CSP showed up about 3 o'clock. I guess they got a call from Caltrans. They showed up. They combed the area. When they went in, they staged a barrier to tell us not to go past that barrier. Tell us it's state property. And we're telling them it's a jurisdictional problem. They didn't want to hear that either.
So what's next?
We'll stay here until we capture this work.
Now, can they do this work without having to go through this gate? In other words, can they unload the steel and just go right to the bridge without you guys, or do they have to drive?
No, they cannot offload this vessel going directly to the bridge, because how would it get there? Someone has to get in a crane or a whirly to take that product off that ship, and it won't be the operating engineers. I can tell you that.
Okay, so you guys are, trying to negotiate, and you guys are a whole kind of. I see that there's a lot of folks here supporting what's going on.
No, we're not trying to negotiate. We just came out of negotiations. If in fact they thought they wanted to work this pier, they could have brought this to the table. Okay, we're through negotiating for the next 6 years.
This wasn't ongoing anyway. This was a moot point. This was promised a year ago or something like that.
This was promised 6 years ago, 7 years ago, that this berth would not be worked, and now they're working it. Well, they assume they're going to work it.
Now, is it a possibility? It's some misunderstanding, or do you think there might be more to it?
No, there's no misunderstanding.
Okay. All right. Okay, so you guys are going to be out here
Until we capture our jurisdiction back, yes.
Okay.
And we've landed dead smack into a labor dispute here. This just happens to be my union, the International Longshore and Warehousemen's Union. I'll let you know that once again. And you just heard from our president, brother Melvin MacKay, who ran down some of the information about what's going on out here between the ILWU, the operating engineers, and the Port of Oakland, and also Caltrans. What he reported was that approximately 6 or 7 years back, this terminal was deemed a construction site for the bridge retrofit work that's going on out in the bay right now. And the ILWU local was promised that this dock would never be used for offloading or loading cargo vessels, which is traditionally the ILWU's work. It's been our work for the past 75 years or more. So that's the base of the dispute. We plan to stay here until we get our jurisdiction and until this employer honors our jurisdiction and our contract in this area.
Had a heated dispute at the Port of Oakland tonight, a jurisdictional fight between two unions over a ship that just arrived full of steel that's supposed to be used to build the new Bay Bridge. Linda Yee is there tonight. Linda, things got kind of tense. Police showed up, huh?
That's for sure, Alan. It was really crowded here earlier tonight when Oakland police and highway patrol officers blocked off this entire area near berth 7 here at the Oakland port, all because of that union clash over that ship right over my shoulder, a ship filled with new steel that was destined for the construction site over at the Bay Bridge. This is video provided by Local 10 of the Longshoremen's Union. Dock workers say they were only trying to protect their jobs when it became a confrontation with CHP officers.
This is state property. You are trespassing.
This is a jurisdictional matter.
This berth has been Caltrans' main staging area for the Bay Bridge retrofit. A Caltrans spokesman said workers with the operators and iron workers unions were offloading steel, as they have periodically for 5 years. Not so, said the Longshoremen's Union.
This is the first night they've come over to the Port of Oakland to do this and to unload the ship using other labor other than the ILWU Local 10.
They are using union laborers, though.
Well, it's union labor, but it's not the right union.
Officers ordered the longshoremen off the pier. The dock workers say that's when the situation became heated.
20 or 30 of us there to talk to them, and then when they got physical on us, then we start calling people and letting everybody know what's going on. The police got physical with us.
Pushing you away?
Pushing me, and they had a taser gun aimed at me, ready to shoot me.
Other longshoremen then quickly gathered at the gate to protest. Caltrans said the confrontation came as a surprise, and a spokesman said this will now delay work on the bridge for at least 2 days.
We have a history with the operating engineers of some confusion whether it was our work or their work a few times in the past. So this situation is pretty clear. This is a clear case of ILWU jurisdiction.
Well, the clash ended after about 3 hours, with both sides deciding that they will meet again tomorrow to talk over this issue and hopefully, Alan, come to some resolution.
That will provide the clarity. All right, Linda Yee in Oakland, thanks.